Evaluating the sixth trigonometric function with given a point at the terminal side and angles. Example: in point 57, since the a and b are already given, which is the a equals to 5 and b is equals to 7, then to find the hypotenuse or the c, we need to use the Pythagorean theorem. With the formula of c squared plus a squared plus b squared, so c squared equals to 5 squared plus 7 squared, c squared equals to 25 plus 49, and 25 plus 49 is equals to 74, and the square root of 74 is 8.60. So the measure of the hypotenuse is 8.60, or we can use the square root of 74. To find the data of the trigonometric function, we must remember the acronym SOHCAHTOA. Sine theta equals to opposite over hypotenuse, cosine theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse, tangent theta over opposite over adjacent. In finding the reciprocal of the SOHCAHTOA, we just change the position of the sides. Cosecant theta equals to hypotenuse over opposite, secant theta equals to hypotenuse over adjacent, and cotangent theta equals to adjacent over opposite. To solve the data of sine theta equals to 7 over 8.60 is equals to 0.73. To solve the data of cosine theta equals to 5 over 8.6 equals to 0.86. To solve the data of tangent theta equals to 7 over 5 is equals to 5.80. Cotangent theta equals to 5 over 7 is equals to 1.15. Secant theta equals to 8.60 over 5 is equals to negative 6.73. To find the data of cosecant theta equals to 8.60 over 7 equals to 1.06.
Hello everyone, I am Margaret Manuel, and today we're going to discuss about the 6 trigonometric functions. So we have here the given point, point -2 and -6. We need to find first the radius, so we use the Pythagorean theorem, which is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. But since we are looking for the radius, we use the alternative version of it. So r squared equals x squared plus y squared. So the x here is -2, so we put -2 squared equals 4. And then plus y is -6. So -6 squared is 36. So add those up, you have 40. And then square root both sides to eliminate the square there. So our radius is square root of 40. So there you have it. And then we had the 6 trigonometric functions. We have sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. So let's start first with the sine theta. So the sine theta equals y over r. And then y over r equals -6 over the square root of 40. Now let's move on to cosine theta. Cosine theta equals x over r. And then x over r equals -2 over the square root of 40. Let's move on to the tangent theta. Tangent theta equals y over x. And then our y over x is equal to -6 and over -2. And then divide these numbers. So 3. Tangent theta is equal to 3. Now let's move on to cotangent, which is the opposite of tangent. We have the x over y, and then x over y equals -2 over -6. And then we have 1/3 over here. And then the secant theta, it's the opposite of the cosine theta. So it equals r over x, and r over x is equal to negative square root of 40 over 2. Or you can have the square root of 40 over -2. The cosecant is the opposite of the sine theta, which means r over y. And then our r over y equals square root of 4b over negative 6. So there you have it. This is the example. Hope you enjoy.
How to find the sixth trigonometric function if the angle given is 30 degrees. So, pi over 6 or 30 degrees has the coordinate of square root of 3 over 2 and 1/2. So, the x-coordinate of square root of 3 over 2 is the cosine, and the y-coordinate of 1/2 is the sine. So, next is the tangent. Tangent is sine over cosine. So, it will become 1/2 over square root of 3 over 2. So, cancel out the 2 and it will become 1 and square root of 3. So, we must cancel out this radical and multiply it by square root of 3. So, 1 times square root of 3 is equal to square root of 3. And square root of 3 times square root of 3 is equal to square root of 9. So, the square root of 9 is equal to 3. So that is square root of 3 over 3. Next is cosecant is the reciprocal of our sine, which is 1/2. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is equal to 2. So our cosecant 30 degrees is equal to 2. Next is secant 30 degrees. So the second is the reciprocal of the cosine. So our cosine here is square root of 3 over 2. So the reciprocal of square root of 3 over 2 is 2 over square root of 3. So then we must cancel this radical and multiply it by square root of 3. 2 times square root of 3 is equal to 2 square root of 3. Then square root of 3 times square root of 3 is equal to square root of 9. So the square root of 9 is equal to 3. So that is 2 square root of 3 over 3. Next is the cotangent. Cotangent is the reciprocal of our tangent, which is 1 and square root of 3. So the reciprocal of this is square root of 3. So our cotangent 30 degrees is the square root of 3.